Hi everybody, thanks for joining me in my Stampin' Piece studio. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a double pocket card. But first of all, I would like to show you that I am using the Whole Lot of Lovely Designer Series paper that is on page 86 and 87 of our annual catalog. I'll also be using the shimmer ribbon in Pool Party. If you have not seen or used this shimmer ribbon, it is beautiful. I love it. I'm not stamping today, just making the card because I decided I wanted to leave my card blank so that I can use it for anything I want in the future. But you can see that the Lots of Lovely stamp set coordinates so nicely with the Whole Lot of Lovely Designer Series paper. And of course, you can always add your own sentiment or images from any stamp set in the catalog that you feel is appropriate. So let me first show you two examples of the pocket cards, the double pocket card that I'll be showing you how to make today. You can see that right here are the two pockets. This is one made from one piece of Designer Series paper that I've cut down to 8.5 by 11. And of course, if the dimensions are 8.5 by 11, that will work for our standard size cardstock. And then there are two inserts, one for each of the pockets. I think the large one is great if you want to attach a gift card to that. And then you could write your message on the front or whatever you like. Here is another one I made from the Whole Lot of Lovely Designer Series paper. And this time I paired it with crushed curry. Okay, on each of them I used the crushed curry ribbon as an embellishment. And then I also added some other little embellishments on the tab. So let's get started so I can show you how to make these. First of all, you want to take a piece of either 8.5 by 11 cardstock, or I chose Designer Series paper because I think it's prettier. You want to cut your 12 by 12 piece of Designer Series paper down to 8.5 inches by 11 inches. And then we are going to score at the halfway mark on both sides. So right now I am going to score with my Stampin' trimmer, and I'm doing that on the one side. It's hard for you to see, I'm sure, because of the dark paper and the video and all that, but I can see it there. And then I'm going to turn it the other direction and score at 5.5. So basically the same as what we do for the cardstock when we are making cards of standard size. So I'm going to go ahead and fold these creases really well. I would highly suggest you use your bone folder for this project. The better creases you have, the better your card will turn out. Okay, so this is what we have. The next step is for you to cut on this left horizontal line from the outside to the center. Now you can do that any way you like. You could do it with your Stampin' trimmer, or you can just grab a pair of paper snips and cut it with those. Okay, so this is what I have so far. Okay, can you see that? Now what I'm going to do is take the lower right-hand corner and I'm going to bring it until that corner and the edge of this triangle fit right up against that score line or that fold line. Once again, I'm going to use my bone folder to get a nice crease. Then I'm going to work with the opposite corner. So now I'm working with the top left corner. I am not going to bring it as far in as I did this, because this is what will give me the large pocket and the small pocket on my card. What I'm going to do, and you can just kind of eyeball it, here's the center, and I want to stay approximately an inch to, yeah, I'd say about an inch, inch and a quarter from the center, okay? You can measure it if you like. I don't think it's necessary. It's okay for you to eyeball it, but I would say be at least an inch to an inch and a quarter from that center score line, okay? Now I'm going to take that and fold here. Okay, so this one, this flap folding on top. On the bottom, you want to fold that left flap underneath, okay? And then this triangle right here, we want to fold that over so it matches up with the triangle that's already there. Now, if it doesn't match perfectly, that's okay, because this is going to be the inside of a pocket, so it will be hidden. So just do it as best you can, and then you're going to fold it up. And voila, there are your two pockets, okay? Now, before we go on, I'm gonna do two things. I'm gonna put just a tiny bit, whoops, that one's out, sorry. I'm gonna put a tiny bit of snail here, okay? And I'm also gonna put a tiny bit of snail here. So what I can, when I fold over those flaps, I can secure them also. I'm also gonna put just a little bit right here to hold that down. Now I have not secured the left side. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna use ribbon to both secure this and make an embellishment. So I've chosen to pull out my crocodile, but you may have some of the Stampin' Up! Handheld punches around, or one of these crocodiles. And I'm punching 3 holes, okay? And again, you can see I just eyeballed it. Certainly you can measure it if you like, but again, it's not necessary. Now I want to show you this beautiful shimmer ribbon. This is the pool party shimmer ribbon. It's 3/8 inch wide. So for me, that's a nice width to work with on this particular card. And if you didn't want to use the ribbon, say if you were trying to make one of these, but make it more masculine and you felt the ribbon was not appropriate, just go ahead, do not punch the holes, just go ahead and seal it with snail adhesive like you did the lower corner. Tie that. And the second one, I'm only tying once. I'm not worried about making a double knot here, okay? And you'll be able to pull it tight enough that it's not going to rip your card, but it will stay secure. The knots will stay tied, okay? Seems like whenever you're trying to get something through a hole, don't your fingers feel like they're 3 times as big as they usually are? That happens to me. Okay, so there's my 3. I need to grab my paper snips because I want to trim off those ends. Gives it a more finished, polished look. And I like to cut at the angle. I'm going to do the same on the left ends. 2 and 3. And of course you can cut them to whatever length you want. Actually, I think I want this one a little shorter over here. Okay, and again, you see, I just eyeball it. Do not make it hard for yourselves. Do not create more steps than you truly need, okay? So that's that. Now, we need those card inserts for each of the pockets, okay? I've already cut these to size. I decided Pool Party is my accent color, just like with the ribbon. So I've got one that measures 4 3/4 by 3 1/4 inches. The smaller one measures 4 1/4 by 3 inches. Then I chose the Whisper White, and I chose that because perhaps I will write a message on these later or stamp a sentiment on them. So I'm going to adhere Whisper White to the large one, and that one is cut at 4 1/2 inches by 3 inches. Make a nice border. And then the other Whisper White piece is cut at 4 inches and 2 3/4 inches. Don't worry, I will have this video connected to my blog post, and all of the dimensions will be given on my blog post as well. Okay, so now you can see they fit right in. And I make them a wee bit smaller than perhaps I could, but I want them to move in and out of here easily to not get stuck on the sides, okay? Now the next thing I want to do is put a pull tab on each of these. So I am using the Pool Party cardstock, and I'm using Stampin' Up's Tag Punch. Okay, do you have this one? I love it. I used it at Christmas time, and what I did was I cut these out, or I cut small circles first and then centered the circle anyways and cut them. You can go back and look for that video. But then I put them on a large circle of either cardstock or foil paper or designer series paper, so it looked like an ornament topper. So that was fun. So I like to know that I can use all of my products in a variety of ways. I'm now going to adhere these to my large and small card pullouts. I'm just using some glue dots, and I am putting them on both sides. The reason being that I'm not adhering this to each other, but I'm adhering it to my card. And I want, obviously, to go around that top. So one will be the front will be adhered to the front of my card base, and the other one I'll fold over and it gets adhered to the back. Okay, and I'll do the same thing with this small one. The tab punch is also great if you wanted to make tabs on the different categories of your catalog, annual catalog. You could use them in your calendars and planners. They make fun, you can make fun use of them with your scrapbooking and memory keeping. Wouldn't that be fun to make a pocket on your scrapbook layout and then have one of these cards that you could pull in and out with some journaling or another surprise photo, something like that, okay? I will mention here that the tab punch does have a coordinating stamp set, excuse me. It's called Tabs for Everything. So you might even enjoy stamping somewhere on these tabs or putting an image on those tabs. These, of course, you can cut out with your small circle punches. If you are going to stamp on your tabs, I suggest you stamp when it's completely flat without being folded and before you put it on your card bases. Okay, and the very last thing I'm going to do is I've pulled out one of my Stampin' Blend markers. It's the dark shade of Pool Party. And then I am going to use, and I love this trick, oops, I love this trick. I'm going to use White Perfect accents. Now, these are cute just like that. And I'll put them on there. But what I also wanted to show you that I think I'm going to keep mine white. But what I love about these is you can customize them and make them any color you want. Just like you can color on rhinestones and pearls with your Stampin' blends or Sharpies, you can do the same with these white perfect accents. And I'll show you that right here. So I'm using the dark shade, and of course this is a light color, so it's, but it is still allows it to be kind of opaque. To me, it almost looks shimmery under there. Okay, so that's another thing you can do with the white perfect accents. So, oh, but now that I see them, I wish I had put the pool party ones on instead of white. But that's okay. I will use these for the next one. So I hope you've enjoyed this card. Thanks for joining me. Have a great day and happy crafting.